Hey guys, and welcome to How to Play Toribash. Today we're doing a how to run tutorial. Of course, this is just a remake because my last one was really bad, and since I've got a lot more experience through sparring and a little bit of parkour that I've done, I can actually understand more about running and how to do it. Obviously, this is probably not going to be the best running tutorial you can find online, as Mocucha still has quite a decent one that you can have a look at. It's quite long, but it might be beneficial if you're really wanting to learn to run and know all the aspects. Some of the key points there I will reference and talk about, but for the most part I haven't been that far as to understand everything. So first things first is that you mustn't think of running as a move tutorial. Your opener, of course, can be a move tutorial because that's how you're gonna open. You can open the same way every single time, that's fine, but your run is always gonna change. First thing you should understand is that the ground you're standing on, a lot of the time, it reacts differently to your feet. It's like if you do a simple run here on the ground in a normal classic.tbm or whatever, your run will work one way, but if you do it on a parkour mod, your run will do a different thing. Like, it will not react. That's because the grounds have different friction levels, so you can't run on ice the same way you can run on grass in a way, though those are huge differences, but yeah. So let's get into it. So first things first, I'm going to show you what's the opener that I use is. It's kind of an adapt YouTube opener run, so let's go with it. So first thing is first, I contract both my hips, I contract my abs, I space twice. This is at 10 frames per space, so you should be at like 20 frames into the replay right now. And then from here I basically extend both my hips, relax both my pecs. I got this, the people used to say this one for me in sparring because they say it looks horrible when I do stuff with them, so I keep them in relax now. And then you contract your elbows. So yeah, pretty decent move here. Oops, wrong one there. Sorry, my mouse wheel sometimes rolls the opposite direction. It's kind of buggy. So yeah, let's space once here, and now we're gonna let's space again. Yeah. Let's space again, another 2 times there, so keep it at 2 spaces. Usually I like to start off with the left leg because it's just the one that I've gotten stuck using the most often. You can start with the right leg if you want, though whichever leg you start with first is generally going to be the one you're going to be more reliant on and the one you're going to remember more situations with. So what you're going to want to do is what's it? Contract now? Yeah, contract your left hip while your other one's extending, and relax your left knee. So as you can see here, it's bringing out my leg for some magics. Now we're going to space once, and this is something that a lot of people don't do. The only reason why I do it is because I find the most balance in it. A lot of people obviously are like probably more advanced runners and they know what they're doing, so for me and you as a beginner maybe might like to do this to get that extra kind of balance, even though it might slow you down in a way, but it's still something that could be very helpful. Okay, so we're gonna hold this knee now, and basically this puts that right down there, and we're gonna space yet again, and now this time we're gonna extend our left hip, we're gonna relax our right knee, and we're gonna contract our right hip, and we're gonna bring it like this. Now, of course, it looks really like the ghost is like, what the hell? This is what I used to think all the time. And so you space once, and then relax that left knee, and now you've got like a lovely step. And this is something I found out by accident, and I was like, holy shit, and it just worked for me like always. And then now from here, basically from here, this is the point where I wing it. One thing you're going to want to keep in mind that you'll find on Mocucha's running tutorial is that the way your feet land on the ground often determine where your character is going to run, in which direction. So a lot of the time you're going to want to try to get your foot flat on the ground. It's not something I'm good at. As you can see, my toes are touching the ground here. Obviously when you land your heel on the ground, you're screwed, because then it's going to go like, it can go anywhere. It can go left, right, it was like a 360 no scope in some direction. And it gets tricky. So what you got to remember is you got to try keep your knees always bent. For the most part when you're taking steps. That's one thing I learned, is just keep them bent while they're going out. I've seen that when you have your legs straight out in a run, it doesn't work for me. it just doesn't. I mean, obviously on the outstretch here, that's fine to straighten out, but I mean, when you're landing it and if your leg is straight like this, it's gonna hit the ground and it's gonna stop you and you're just gonna like fall over and fail. And that's not a nice feeling, trust me. Okay, so I'm gonna space once more. May have been an early space, but as you can see, I still managed to get the run here. Let's do it another one. Let's wait, there we go. This one lands at a decently mounted curve, I think. Yeah, it's not straightening out. It looks like it's still going, but let's see if I change the other hip here. It's still going a little bit weird. Let's go with it. It can work. It can work. Obviously, I'm not going to read out every single move I do now because at this point, it's not going to have the same effect. I mean, like really. So yeah, let's try some magics here. Okay, I'm going to try to do this. I'm just going to finish this running thing just to see if I can keep it going. And as you can see now, I'm starting to fall to the side here. This is an area where you're going to want to play with your lumbar. Not so much your chest. The moment you touch your chest, you're going to be running, well, like your face is going to be looking to the left and your whole body is going to be facing to one side, and it's just going to look horrible. So you're not going to want to touch your chest. You're going to want to play with your lumbar quite a lot. A lot of people just put it in relax or some other stance that just suddenly works for them. You're going to want to play with your ankles a lot. Sometimes it's dangerous, but you can also play with your glutes. It's something I do for like serious recovery, but then I'm like, the next step is even worse type of thing. So we're roughly where our part was, and we're gonna try to get this foot to land on the ground as stably as possible. Let's see, we're gonna play with our lumbar a little bit more. I think we should put it in relax there and keep it as is. Let's see how our ghost is going. It seems to be swaddling off to the side if you can notice that. So yeah, let's try some magic here. Okay, so I'm gonna try stop here right by Yuke's. Up here. Maybe I should go under his arm. Let's see if I can go under. Yeah, I want to hold that one. Maybe I can go for a tackle or something. Do some weird sparring move or something. This is very basic though, so don't quote me on this because this is just like some random ass move. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just run into him, and this is how I start my spars. I run into my opponent, and then basically you balance and go all cray from there. So yeah, if you want to learn how to run, my best suggestion would be actually to take up sparring. You learn a lot about your Tori and how it reacts, and of course you don't have to run the whole replay, so a lot of the time you're gonna like fail a lot, so you're gonna get like a lot upset very quickly. But what I've learned is with the sparring, you just run for the beginning, get your opponent or they get to you, and then basically you get to play around with your Tori and try to do some realistic moves and stuff that you think looks cool. And basically just do some cool stuff that you think is interesting, and you might learn quite a bit. And then the next time you do a spar, you probably learn something with your running, and you notice like, oh yeah, this moves like that when I do this or something. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too bad. If you did like it and it did help you with the tips and stuff, you should definitely go check out Mocucha's free running tutorial. You've probably seen it before, but go try and listen to some stuffs there. He gives some good tips that you probably don't really focus on, or you kind of go there just for the move tutorials type of things. You must really focus on the aftermath and like all the other things, because a lot of running is improv. That's the first thing you learn, is it's improv. No one runs with some move that they can just run for hours. They have to literally go and see, oh, they're falling over, I need to make these changes because that will fix it. Like you have to think like that to do running. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you guys.